Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Body Mastery with Stan. And this is our last Body Mastery for 2023. Can you believe it? The year has practically come to a close. And as we start to close out the old, we start to think about the new year. So, Stan, what is your take on the new year? What's coming on?
Wait a minute. It's the new year already? I'm waiting for the 4th of July. Okay. Who moved the calendar, right? And
What do you say?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm waiting for summer to start. So um
You
I,
missed it, Stan. I hate to tell you, you missed it. It came and went.
well, okay, this year I'm gonna catch it. And we talk about the things that we want to do in the future and we miss the present. And we get to this time of the year where we're getting together with people and we're sharing our own inventory with ourselves. And one thing that I'd like to encourage people to do is don't get wrapped up in the hype of the New Year's resolution stuff because just a quick search, you can find that New Year's resolutions by January 8th, I want to say it's like 80% of the people have already dropped their New Year's resolution. And by the 14th, they're depressed because they thought they were going to do better. And then by the 30th, they're going, okay, you know what? Next year will be my year. And I just want to say, forget the New Year's resolution. How about just a new you resolution? What is one thing that you can implement that's simple that will give you success? And as we understand that water boils at 212 degrees, but it doesn't start off at 212 degrees. It doesn't reach its capacity to be utilized at the very beginning. But it doesn't get to 100 degrees and go, you know what, this is just ridiculous. I might as just well wait till they turn the stove on again. Just shut it down now. No, it just stays consistent, and 1 degree goes up and 1 degree goes up and 1 degree goes up, and it's incremental, and it can seem to us that it's going up fast, but in actuality, it progresses the same way that we do, and we progress as it does. So if we'll be kinder to ourselves and say, what is one thing that I can do that will take the marker by 1 degree or one millimeter, that can make a shift. And this is really what I've done, focused on, especially in this last year. And as I celebrate those wins, as incremental as they are, I'm a new person than I was a year ago. And it wasn't by some resolution that I made that was magically going to happen because the ball dropped. Um, you know, the shoe fell off. So, and I found myself, and when the shoe fell off, you know, what I said with that is, now that the shoe is off, I can go outside and I can walk on the bare ground and I can do something in 1% that is going to make a trajectory change in my life. And that consistency and knowing why I do what I do is that new you resolution. So I'll shut up for just a moment.
Well, I got two different things out of that. First of all, that whole concept of water boiling, that is incremental. And so many times as we're waiting for the water to boil, as we're doing things incrementally in our lives, it's like we're like, wait a minute, why isn't it boiling? We're making these changes, we're making
Yeah.
these gradual different shifts, but we don't see it. And it's very easy to become discouraged, like, oh man, this pot of water is never going to boil. But if we keep on that consistency day after day after day after day, until we finally reach that tipping point, that tipping point between 211 degrees versus 212, where it's like magic.
Yeah.
everything just starts bubbling up in the pot where previously you saw it looked like nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So I love that distinction of the small accumulation that sometimes we don't see because it's under the surface. All of these things are happening in our bodies and we don't recognize it. And to understand that it may just take one more degree to shift into that zone of magic, of that zone of where miracles occur. And I think too often, like you said, in our society, we put everything into these quote unquote New Year's resolutions, like, oh, we're going to make these magical changes all of at once. And, you know, we're able to do certain things for a couple of days. But if we don't have that understanding that you're saying in terms of that incremental, that almost mundane consistency that is necessary to create the miracles. Oh, wow. I think
Yeah.
that's the key.
That's it. Yeah.
Miracles are born out of boredom, out of, you know, the things that are just constant and almost, you know, just mundane. Mundane gives birth to the miracles. Hmm. I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah. You know, as you were talking about miracles, you know, we see things that are common and we miss the miracle behind it. You know, every time a child is born, that is an absolute miracle. How is that baby formed? That is an absolute miracle. And we look at the common experiences and we miss the miracle, and we're waiting for something to fall out of the sky. My gosh, a baby doesn't get fallen out. Okay, not all the time. It
No
happens,
storks
right?
thing.
It
No
happens.
storks, huh?
There are those stories, but you know, it is in that pushing, you know, and it is in the labor of that the miracle happens. And most people, you know, they overestimate what they can do in a week or a month or even a year, but they underestimate what they can do in 3 years or 5 years. And if we just take a moment and take an inventory over the last 3 years
Mm.
and really take an assessment, you know, you can't measure anything if you don't monitor it, and we can overlook the miracles that have happened and the impact that we've made and the smiles that we brought to people's faces. And these are those 1 degrees that develop us and create in us a new person. And when we can celebrate that, that's a miracle. So I love the way you brought that in, and you know, my mind just starts rolling with okay, how I'm building on this foundation and I'm missing what you're saying. You know, it's like that's where my attention, it's not deficit, it is an overstimulation. Okay, so it's ASD, automatic stimulation deficiency. I don't know, whatever. Um, so in any event, it is a miracle, and we are in control of creating a miracle every single day by taking we create our reality
Mm.
by our personality, how we wake up to it. Is today a beautiful day, or is, oh my God, I hate this day, it's just another Monday? No, it is another Monday, but it's a miracle Monday.
And to, as you said, to see the miracles in the quote unquote mundane.
Yeah.
Every breath that we take is
Yes.
a miracle.
Yeah.
And for those of you who doubt it, go to the cemetery. I
Yeah.
think that will help to convince you that
Yeah.
every breath is a miracle. So as we close out 2023 and we consider body mastery, I want you to take to heart what Stan has shared with us in terms of increments, but also in terms of taking account of all the miracles. Think about all the different things that you have done this year to improve, enhance your body mastery, and take account of all of the blessings, all of the mundane miracles that we don't necessarily recognize on a daily basis. And I think that as you start to reflect on 2023 and identify the things that are quote unquote mundane, the things that are commonplace, and reframe them as miracles, that you will start to see how blessed you are as you enter into the new year without resolutions, but rather with a commitment to a new you. Stanley, close us out for 2023.
Yeah, the only thing that I want to piggyback on that is I want to encourage you not to just add years to your life, because there's a lot of people living miserably that are just going through the motion. I want to encourage you to add life to your years. And by moving 1 degree further forward, your life will never be the same. So have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. And I look forward to seeing you at the next year.
Awesome. We will see you in 2023. I mean, 24.
24.
Oh my gosh. I still can't believe we're done.
It takes me
Until
6 months.